Bib with that spray down!
Oh!
Will be the peak of Crossfire Philippines, pare.
Tuloy-tuloy ang kaguluhan at laban dito sa Regional Finals Match number 1 kung saan 1-1 na ang ating scoreline ngayon ng MATTJESS versus Envy from Subdays to Ankara, and now we are in Eagle Eye. Anong bang ma-expect natin dito?
Well, for one thing, Mochi, I would expect a lot more sniper presence, and I'm a little bit scared for MATTJESS dito, no? Kasi kung nakita natin kung gaano ka-impactful si Devil in Ankara, I would be surprised if hindi rin natin makikita yung ganong level ng impact dito sa Eagle Eye, especially because of the amount of angles that you could have sa mapang ito, no? And especially because sa BL side, alam naman natin, mahilig mag-antay dito ng pain si Devil. Sa GR side matches where they will be starting off in this map, I think they're gonna be aggressive much. And I don't know if that's the best idea when Devil is popping off like this.
Yeah, exactly. Especially there's a little bit of resemblance na din for Eagle Eye as well as Ankara is just about the tower then in the mid area, which gives you a bit more, not just a bit, a lot more angles to look at, especially favoring for all of the snipers na meron dito magkabilang kampo. Pretty curious what's gonna offer to us, no? Especially when it comes to the action. And speaking of action, ayan na ang tagapahagitid ninyo, Salvatore and Sticky Frog. Kayo na to.
Tuloy ang kaguluhan, Sticky Frog heading into Eagle Eye. Ang tanong, Sticky Frog. May strat bang ibabato ang MATTJESS tsaka Envy sa loob ng Eagle Eye?
That may or may not happen, pare, no? Kasi last time na nakita natin yung Envy dito sa mapa na to, it wasn't too, structured, pare. Same thing para dito sa MATTJESS. So, I really feel like it's gonna be very chaotic para sa dalawang teams natin. At the same time, gonna be very mechanically demanding, especially para sa mga snipers natin, especially yung nga sa opening fights natin dito sa hotel, A side, and or mid. A lot of opportunities para dito sa dalawang snipers natin na mag-shine.
Ang nakikita ko ng potential dito actually for this kind of matchup is for them to try and make sure na yung mga long angles dito, whether it would be from LA, LB, or door mid, lahat ng yun dun lahat manggagaling ng fights actually, Depende na lang kung kaya nga nilang i-high-low yung BR pati yung hotel sa may B site, kung kaya nga ba nilang i-high-low yung top A pati yung bunker mismo. It's that contrast na magiging consistent na hindi na ako maugulat kung yun yung paulit-ulit actually, So, it's essentially a team na hindi mo talaga ma-predict kung ano yung pwedeng iba to, knowing na MATTJESS was able to take over against Execration in Eagle Eye. Na alam naman natin, alam mo sa sarili mo, Sneaky Frog, testigo tayo doon na that Eagle Eye attacking side from MATTJESS was nowhere to be expected, Parang hindi natin ina-expect na ganun siya ka-lethal. Pero looking at it in a deep perspective, what was deep? Ano ba yung malalim sa ginawa nila? It was just them winning the fights. So ang nakikita kong laban talaga dito is just trying to defend it at all costs, Parang defense yung mananaig dito.
Yeah, feeling ko defense is gonna play a very big role, especially when it comes to this map, man. I mean, we have seen GR side time and time again kind of collapse dito sa map na to, but at the same time, we have seen GR sides do actually very, very good. And yun nga, one of the main points as well is keeping those long angles locked down, Parang di mo naman pwede bigyan ng libre itong LA and or itong LB. I think hotel and itong mid is a lot more manageable, kumpara sa mga ibang mapa. So, yun nga, it's about those long angle priorities. At the same time, yung mga early reads, especially pagdating dito sa depensa, para I feel like having maybe some early semblance of information baka galing dito sa hotel or maybe from mid or maybe from LA just to try and guess kung saan nga manggagaling yung mga players na to. At the same time, I feel like yung first half or at least in the first half, yung GR naman is gonna be aware enough na they can still, spot clues dito sa mapa natin, kagaya nga kung may nagjo-jump peak dito sa may bahay sa A and or dito sa B side if ever anyone's making noise. So it's gonna be a lot of information, pare, flying around, and depende na lang talaga kung kaya nila i-figure out yun.
It's going to be tough, to actually delegate kung sino yung pwedeng maging aggressive or sino yung pwedeng maging passive dito. Pero ang pinakamagandang pwedeng kalabasan ng Sneaky is if both teams, Envy and MATTJESS, galit talaga sa isa't isa by being aggressive to one another. NL opens up Eagle Eye with a pick dito lang sa may BR. Pero Envy Gaming hindi pa rin naliliwanagan dito kung lulusubin na nga ba nila yung LA. That's a lot of respect actually dun sa pagkuha ng top A ng MATTJESS.
Yeah, NL with a better pick-off sa start ng round. And very nice. I mean, he wasn't expecting si Rels actually to come from that bridge position. Rels expecting na maging surprised itong sniper na nakabantay nga doon, but it seems like no surprise for Envy at all. And speaking of surprise, A-Side's gonna be in for a surprise dito pare. 3 players from MATTJESS defending. Nintyu spotted dito sa mid immediately, but Zach with immediate trade. Good shot, Ared top A. Jason will get itong si CJ, pero si Ared na naglinis. The Davao peak is working pare. And Yaba na lang natitira para sa MATTJESS. He's already behind enemy lines actually, so kailangan na maging careful dito.
Yeah, this is strong actually, no, for Devil. Pero Yaba on the least expected angle na kunin nga yung LA na yun. And there it is, Envy Gaming with a warning shot dito sa MJ na hindi makakalampas basta-basta. Knowing na Envy just able to challenge the angles really nicely, especially from how well versed they are dun sa pagkuha ng LA. So yeah, it didn't even matter kung ano yung nakuha ng Envy in the early, no? Parang nakita na natin na Envy Gaming was just able to separate a lot of members of MATTJESS, and yung reinforcements na binata ng MJ, wala rin nga talaga. So now, new challenge awaits Envy Gaming kung kunin nga nila yung Dormid or HM, Nintyu here on lane. Sina-challenge, nagraratulan sa isa't isa, pero CJ, hindi patas lumaban, ginamitan ng harang. And Devil gets the crouch pick doon kay Zach. And that is now the Envy Gaming Classic. Get the picks at pasok sa site.
Yun nga, and one by one, hulog nga dito yung MATTJESS. It's really about those, I wouldn't say overextensions, but they were just holding angles as per normal. Pero si Nomad naman, now that's an overextension para dito kay Yaba, punished accordingly. Rels will get CJ eventually, pero barag na rin si Rels at that point. He was 1 HP with a sniper. Nomad though will get punished for trying to go into that mid position pare. 3 versus 2. All of a sudden, it's possible para dito sa MATTJESS.
Yep, possible indeed, no? Rels, can he get the movement enough para talaga malinang dito si Ared or si Devil? One pick here for Jason could be huge, but Ared usually wins those fights, at yun nga talaga yung pagkakataon na yun. Rels now on HM duty, pero wala lang yan kay Boss Nikong. Every fight imaginable para sa LV Gaming, alam mong yung braso nila ang nakataas.
Yeah, 2-0, and ito na kayo sinasabi natin kanina, who has the better game plan going into this one, if there is a game plan in the first place pare. But it seems like Rels, it's not as solid as he expected pare. That bridge peak hasn't been working for him for the past 3 rounds. And MATTJESS another player down, and Eagle Eye pa naman is one of those maps, Salvatore, na having a 4v5 disadvantage isn't really it, kasi pwede ma-split yung defense nyo into 2. And unlike Ankara, there is not a big HM to go through pare. Merong pwedeng bumantay galing sa Envy. Yun nga, si CJ in that mid position to cut off that rotation pare.
I'm wondering, no, kung kaya nga ba i-cut off to ng MJ. Pag nakuha nila si Noma, that's going to be easy kasi magkukumahog yung mga members sa bypass. Wait, just a minute. So hindi na sila makakapaglason kasi 4 na miyembro na nga execute dito lang sa may hotel. No, really, they're going under. Rekta sila dito lang sa may EB. Yaba, nag-aabang na nga. Yaba spraying it down. Full magging everybody. 8 bullets na nga lang. At na-anticipate niya pa si NL dun sa may stairs. What a play by MATTJESS, na kung saan si Yaba lang talaga ang gumawa para sa kanila. Devil gets the flank. Nintyu nakaabang sa may BR. Can Nomad get the swing? Nintyu gets the spam instead. 4 HP. Humihinga pa si Devil. Nope, Devil! He's still alive, pre!
You spotted?
Spotted na ata to. Devil's cornered. Zack na spraying down. Devil couldn't do anything about that, pre. And Nintyu is hyping up his countrymen, pre. Oras na para magpanimulaan ng usok dito for MATTJESS. 2-1. MATTJESS still fighting.
Yun nga, stark contrast between yung dalawang teams natin, but Rels finally something going dito sa LB. And ayun nga, it's the individuals really stepping up to the plate pare. The impromptu move to go into that left side ng ating LA to find that gap. And speaking of gaps, Nintyu na naman finding itong si Devil, nakapatong dito sa box on that long house. And the opportunities just being taken dito ng MATTJESS pare. Their early peaks are now starting to work.
Still a tough call, no? Kung lalaliman pa ba ng matches? Arid nagkasalisihan sila. Ninkyu was able to cross. Hindi ko alam kung alam pa nga ba ni Arid kung bumalik nga ba siya ng stairs. So hindi, Yaba clears out door mid. At mas lalo pa nagiging mahirap to para sa side ng ENVY Gaming. Rails with a readjustment over to NL. That just makes it a 4v1 kung saan Arid talaga wala nang magawa kundi talang tumingin sa langit mismo, no? MJ, 2 quick sequences. Lahat yon pambawi sa nangyari.
Ayun nga, Rel's gonna run it back dito sa BR. Gonna try and see if he can get the pick this time. And accept that, or acceptance. Actually, ENVY Gaming. Uy, they're actually playing it extra careful. They're expecting itong si Rels to peek from either BR, LB, and or Hotel. And they stayed back for those 2 seconds, pare. And Rels, unfortunately, in a bad spot despite the smoke. And Ninkyu, medyo desperado para makakuha ng bawi dito. Ared around the corner, spotted. Headshot, immediately. Devil gonna try to get a return, pero wala siya makakuha dito. Nomad on LB, still fighting itong si Yaba. Yaba will get him eventually. Confirm na walang tao dito sa B, Salvatore.
Yep, it's going to be a full-on blowout dito para sa matches, no? Kung magpapa-ceremonias nga sila dito sa may LA, or they will be just cutting off the forces of ENVY dito lang sa may mid. Pag nakuha nga nila itong hotel na to, it's going to be done for ENVY unless magkaroon ng milagro dito. They're going to win those fights. Devil hindi pa rin natitinag. Whereas NL is already moving outside of A site. Ninkyu with the patience play. Devil still not moving. Time running down. CJ pangat na nga ng tower trying to anticipate kung may manggagaling ng BRO, may manggagaling ng HM. Yeah, slow pace now for ENVY Gaming. Nag-iingat na nga sila. They know every member is accounted for. Kakailanganin na lang isa't isa para dun sa side take, pre.
Mid's a bit loose. Ayun nga, kung if Zach doesn't hit the shot kay CJ, Jason's actually gonna get insta-murk dito sa spawn. So they're gonna have to be very well aware of it, pare. Smokes are gonna start to fly. Pero di yata B-side yung kukunin nila. Zach will get Devil. At mapapaback dito si CJ. Probably information taken dito ni Ninkyu. So Ninkyu's gonna start to investigate dito sa LA. And he's gonna catch NL off guard. CJ not gonna get caught the same though. Nade in the back of him, pare. 75 HP with a EBR. Gonna be a bit tough. And it will be. Zach, final shot on the TRG, pare. 3-2 MJ. 1-point lead dito na sa Eagle Eye, pare.
Yeah, instead of like a B hit para sa ENVY no na oh my God, Devil. Di mo na ako pinatapos. Sige, kumuha ka na ng play para sa ENVY Gaming. Gawin dito ni Ninkyu. Ang lakas ng rebat na para bang si Delo. Ninkyu just shutting down the momentum of ENVY Gaming. Pero di sila matitinag dito. Look at the LA push. Ninkyu is not done. Claiming the scouts para maging tronong uupuan. 3v1. Arid na lang natitira. Zach now trying to push out bunker. Pero si Jason ang tatapos nito. Na para bang akala nyo ENVY lang ang pwedeng sumigaw. Sabi ng MATTJESS, meron din kaming baon.
Grabe, what a heater of a shot to get that trade, Salvatore. One tap HK to get the Devil down. And kung ako si Relstone, I guess I would say to myself, that's worth it. I guess napaforce natin yung A-take despite me dying to a shoulder peek. Pero medyo na-force rin dito yung kamay ng ENVY Gaming. They thought na it was discovered early na walang B-site itong presence nila. So napa-A-site na lang sila dito and MJ was fully ready for that one, pare. Especially itong si Zach.
Who would have expected yung mangyayari doon? Yun yung opening actually. You know, ENVY Gaming was trying to challenge door mid. Pag nakuha na nga nila kagad yun, pwede na sila rumekta ng LA. Yun na dapat eh. Pero because of the absence nung pagka-trade actually no ng ENVY Gaming na kunin kagad yung tower or even yung door mid, kung hindi lang talaga nakuha ni Ninkyu yun, pre, I'm just seeing an ENVY round. Pero iba kasi yung nangyari, no? Iba yung pampiyansang binato ng MATTJESS doon because of how Ninkyu's heroics played out. Yun na talaga eh. Nothing more, nothing less. Ito natin pinaka-passive na round na nakita natin so far, Sticky Frog, no? Wherein like it's not them trying to take aggressive angles kung ikaw ang MATTJESS. This is ENVY Gaming trying to scout out kung may maibabato pa bang utils para magkaroon ng senyas dito yung ENVY na baka walang... Oh, and Arid, look at the crouch peak. Yaba still on metal box. Hindi siya mauga doon pero si Nomad pa mismo ang kukulit sa kanya. Now heading into hotel, si Jason now ang susunod na target. Jason now trying to find a separate member. Si CJ na ang first contact. Nomad, duguan. Couldn't get CJ. And CJ gets the attack. Pasok na nga sila dito sa may Miniter. Zack, hindi makahanap ng pwesto dito. Ninkyu now gets Devil. Hinahanap na nga ni Zack yung mga picks dito. No, and Zack nakatakas pa nga siya. What happened, NV Gaming? Nasa na yung entry? Advantage para sa kanang nila, no? Look at the HP bars. Ninkyu now, last man standing. At onting uga. Pero babalik din ang mas malakas ang NV Gaming after that. Re-engage dun sa may B-side.
Not the cleanest round para dito sa Envy or MATTJESS para. It was pure fist fights on that LB position as soon as nakita na nga dito yung dalawang miyembro ng MJ, but MJ fighting on back. Zack with a hell of a hold dito sa loob ng cable car with that USP pare. Kaso wasn't enough to thwart the numbers of Envy. NL with the right amount of HP. Buti lang di nag-headshot to yung last player natin ng MJ. And Envy saving themselves a bit of time dito sa loob ng Eagle Eye. PL sign has been a bit of a back and forth para sa kanila dito, pero Zack, is he expecting the Devil coming from that tower position? Pero nakita ni Zack, sees the head, sees the Devil pare, and takes him out himself.
Yup, Zack is not a believer of any entity, no? Pinapaniwalaan niya nga lang yung sarili niya at yung TRG niya mismo. Ninkyu now pushing house at ginaraw na nga si NL dito, no? Goodbye to two members now of NV Gaming as MATTJESS now finding the momentum para makapag-push na nga ng angle. Anong hold? Hindi kami global risk. Gusto rin naming umatake. Arid hinahanap na nga ngayon si Rails and Arid gets the advantage. Yaba swinging, taking down Nomad. Arid na natitira. Nagtatago nga sa bahay. Diyan ka din nila ililibing. Ninkyu finding the last kill. MATTJESS, what a round.
Here we go. 2-point lead. First time in a while para dito sa MATTJESS in this game. If they can secure 3 more points going into the second half natin, this first half wouldn't be too bad para sa kanila dito considering how it started. Pero makikita natin Envy a lot more willing to push this hotel position early. Yaba now warned he's gonna have to fight his way out of this position. Salvatore nakuha niya na dito CJ. A red down to 1 HP. Pero tignan mo naman si Ninkyu. Ninkyu works fast with this flank. NL gonna be the first one down. Devil makaka-react pa siya in time. Mukhang hindi. Kahit sa pagbalik ng USP, namatay pa rin sa doon. Ninkyu still going strong! And with 4 players down para dito sa NV, it's gonna take a miracle para kay Nomad na makalabas dito. 6-3 MATTJESS. Full control dito sa Eagle Eye by the time na natapos na yung second half.
Yeah, and kung ano mang siya pang iniistayan ng matches ngayon, gusto nila yung mga nangyayari dito. Alam nilang nananalo yung pambato nga nila dito, no? And ito yung buff eh. Parang medyo lugi dito yung NV Gaming, you know? Wala silang hype man, wala silang crowd, wala silang backup dito, no? And MJ is just free roaming sa kanilang momentum dito. And NV Gaming, tanggal kagad ang ngiti sa mga mukha ng MATTJESS players as NV Gaming just stormed through yung round na yun, pre. NV, what an entry mula kay Arid at CJ na para bang hindi sila GR, pre.
Yun nga, no? MATTJESS, mabigyan mo lang talaga ng 2 or 3 points na lead, no? They're gonna start really pushing the boundaries dito sa ating game. And Envy, unfortunately, yun nga, granted na, or Envy, fortunately, actually expecting yung ganun na type ng round para dito sa MATTJESS. So, it's a good first read in round number 1. Fortunately para sa MJ, meron pa silang leeway ng 2 points dito. So, they're gonna be playing a lot more methodical with their lead. Pero slow take paloob ng hotel, but Red in a very nice spot to catch this bridge player, pare.
Yun, Rels, pumapasok, tumetesting, nagka-canvas. Pwede ba daw ba mag-check-in dito sa hotel na to para makapagtanim dito sa may B-site? Ared daw, look at the off-angle ni Red na transfer to Yaba. 360 niya pa dito si Rels. Pakitang gilas para sa NV Gaming now utilizing the strong side, Sneaky Frog. At ang pagbabalik ng mga demonyo ng Cebu Davao is now imminent and in full effect dito sa Eagle Eye. Zack natitira. 1v3. The ace player. The sniper. Ang malakas umasinta. Kailangan mong pumaslang ng 3, idolo. Devil, Ared and CJ trying to play as 3. Hindi sila pwedeng mahiwalay. Yeah, Zack, nasa kanya ang pressure.
Fortunately kay Zack yung C4 dito, no? So there is that setup potential on that A side. Tower could be a position that he could take. Pero grabe talaga, steady lang dito yung Envy. They really aren't pulling any punches. Pero C4, it will be eventually planted.
Uy!
We're gonna have to wait and see ano mangyayari dito. 35 seconds left on the clock, not much time.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine, Sneaky? Walang nangyayari. Walang tumatama kay Boss Zack. Kailangan niya mag-reposition. Pinupush siya ni Devil ngayon. Pero dalawa nasa likod niya. CJ is going to get the kill. Come, man, Zack had like what? 4 tries para kumuha ng 3. At isa lang talaga ang gumana dun sa 4 na pagkakataon. NV Gaming canceling out the huge deficit heading into the second half. Press 6-5 na tayo, Sneaky.
Yeah, 65. And Envy seems a lot more comfortable pagdating sa kanilang depensa, no? And this is gonna be right up their alley, in all honesty. Pero CJ, around the corner. Uy, naglabas ng smoke! Nako po, Rels! Oh, Rels! He had a second window para makapatay dito. Pero yun lang. CJ thanking the stars that he does have that additional 2 seconds to pull out that HK417, pare. And Ninkyu looking for an opportunity to trade ng kanyang teammate. Ninkyu na naman will get that headshot on NL. Pero Devil still standing on top of top A. Kailangan pa rin nila maging careful dito just in case that he starts to act up.
Yaba pushing. Tinitesting niya yung high-low ni Nomad tsaka ni Red Prey. Saan ka nakakita ng ganyan, Boss Yaba? And now, this engage na nga ngayon ng MJ dito lang sa may LB. A lot of stacking members here, especially A-site. Jason, pader lang ang humahati sa kanilang dalawa ni CJ. At sumenyas na nga ang MJ. Oras na para pumasok. A-site na nga daw ang atake at hindi invited ang NV Gaming dito. Kaya nga mabantayan ni Ared ang exit. Yaba nakaangat na nga. Ninkyu still on room. Nasaan na yung mga sumusunod na miyembro dito? It's just Nomad trying to position himself para manglason or panggaling ng LA. And now, Ared gets spotted! Kenny clear out Ninkyu, nagranadahan na nga siya. Literal na 2 hits na si Ared! Ared! Siya lang mag-isa! Kakampi ko lang sarili ko! Walang pake sa kritiko! Ared saving NV Gaming of disaster!
Uy, Ared with a hell of a 3K. We know how good this guy can get pagdating sa mga headshot weapons natin, and it seems like he's fully activated dito sa mapa. 16 kills, 14 headshots para sa kanya. And he is gonna be just as relentless going into the next few rounds. NV Gaming, the comfortability na kanilang GR side is now starting to pay off. And MATTJESS are caught scrambling dito sa mapa natin for any opportunities. Rels, time and time again siya nakakot dito. Try to get that opening opportunity.
MJ, nandun eh. Like, that was already good. 2v4? Na para bang 1v4 lang kasi si Ared lang yung gumawa dun eh. Nomad matatiming nga. Nasaan yung push? Yaba couldn't get the timing over to that Nomad na iba yung angle yung tinitingnan, pre. But now, the storm settles. Dito lang sa may hotel. Parang hindi pa rin naliliwanagan ng MJ dito saan sila pwedeng umatake kasi kahit anong angulo naman tignan nila dito, there's still a member of Envy that's lurking. Tama din na Red, hindi pa mauga. Rels gets the timing bago magtago dun si Red, and that's already 1 para sa MJ.
Yeah, you may tag me at the start of the round, pero I do have the sniper rifle at the end of the day. Sabi dito ni Rels, despite being tagged down to 20 HP, he can still be very effective with that weapon. Pero Yaba still been holding this hotel position for the past minute now, so I think may push na rin na mangyayari dito eventually. Nomad gonna be a bit of a problem to try and go through, no? And HK can shred anyone that is moving into this hotel position. So kailangan yata ng flash or 2, pero NL rounding the corner, 45 seconds. Wala masyadong oras para sa MJ para makapasok dito. Ninkyu under the bridge, caught Jason with a very quick trade dito kay NL, pero meron pa rin tao na nasa loob ng hotel, and that's gonna be Nomad. Nomad on his own. Jason with a good double kill. Good patience galing dito sa MATTJESS on these fights, pero kailangan na nila mag-cross papunta dito ng B-side. 25 seconds na lang, pero CJ getting Zack. That's their presence on the other side of the map down. Devil sa loob ng RS. Caught dito ni Jason with a double spray. 7-6 MATTJESS. The veteran is bailing them out, pare.
Ako, kailangan paglabas ni Jason sa shop, pre, may coaching nakaabang para sa kanya, pre. Because that round was supposedly for Envy, pre, na kahit anong pick-off ang gawin ni Rels, nakakabawi pa rin ng Envy, pre. But from what it looked like, MJ, napulot nga nila lahat ng pwede nga nilang mapulot, pre, para maging resource yun. At mailipat kay Jason yung lakas, pre. Because Jason had no business para manggaling ng under, bumalik ulit ng hotel, at i-clear ulit yun, pre. So that was very concerning para sa NV Gaming eh, no? Like, nasaan na yung high-low ni Ared, nasaan na yung high-low dito ni Nomad, no? Dahil nga na-single out kagad si Ared ng early game, there was no counter-rotation for NV Gaming, no? Hindi na tinulungan si Nomad mismo, no? Not even Devil was in the nick of time para matulungan yung kakampi niya doon. MATTJESS, naramdaman na nga nila, okay yung B-site kanina, A-site naman tayo, CJ nakabang lang sa bunker.
Yun lang, CJ gonna get caught? No, actually, CJ catching itong si Ninkyu. Zach will get CJ eventually, and this slow take on MATTJESS. I mean, sobrang confused yung NV dito kung ito na ba talaga yung take or is it a fake? The timings are so off. Yaba will get the C4 down. Salvatore, nako po, the mind games from MATTJESS are working, pero meron tao na nasa kanilang likod. Jason, are you gonna be aware? Turns around just in time, down to 0 HP. Devil will get Jason eventually. 25 seconds left. Zach, warning shot on the sniper. And let's see what he can do. I mean, USP in his hand. Devil, di na nagtapok pare. He wants to be heard in this long take. He wants Zach to see him in this position. 10 seconds left. Not much time for the Devil to act. And mukhang wala na talagang oras para mag-defuse dito pare. Tinalunan na lang ni Zach. 8-6, MATTJESS, 2 points away from sealing off yung series natin.
Yeah, the crowd is loving it to sa likod ni Rels. Kita mo yung suporta na dala dito ng kanyang mga kababayan. MATTJESS now on a roll with every fight. They're trying to force. Nalilito ang NV Gaming kung sapat nga ba yung isa o dalawa. So they're now trying to disperse yung opensa ng MATTJESS dito lang sa may LB by trying to make it a double pick or even a high-low. Pero wala lang yun para kay Reds or even kay Yaba. The off angles are just too strong para dito sa MATTJESS, and CJ nilaban si Ninkyu as Ninkyu was trying to go overly aggressive dun sa may stairs. That's one pick down as NV Gaming now makes it a calm game. Wala mo ng aggressive pushes. They know Rels and Yaba's tendency na i-push nga to. So doon na nga lang sila kumakapit pa at kita yung bota ni Rels sa likod ng smoke. And the Devil now going into work. 5v3. Yaba and Zach. Medyo nalilito kung kaya nga ba nilang i-push yung kanilang angle, but NL on a strong position dito lang sa may door mid.
Yun lang, Nomad has to be careful about that timing. Pag nabigyan mo tong stairs, this is not gonna be good news para sa'yo. So let's see if this is gonna be the way to go pare. Smoke about to go through potentially Devil around the corner. Nomad na andito sa 2F. Can he take out both players at the same time? Mukhang hindi. He doesn't even get one. A red almost sprayed through the smoke. Nate's gonna go through. Devil now starting to lurk right behind enemy lines. Pero naandito si Zach. Naandito si Zach for the cover. NL spotted. Hotel known. Meron ng pressure all over the place. Kailangan na ni Zach na mag-focus dito sa backline. Yung dalawang rifle. Naandito lang sa loob. Zach with the crouch peek. Devil watching his position. Gets the headshot through the box. Jason will get a red. CJ, ano nangyari sa team mo pare? Nag-aubusan na dito ang NV Gaming! And the Zach flank watch working pare. That USP shot was nasty.
Zach, paano nangyari yun, Smilegate? Bakit singkas ng penetration ng M4 yung sakit ng USP? Paano
Aray
nangyari yun? Aray mo talaga, NV. 9-6. As soon as we thought Envy was trying to make a comeback from that huge deficit heading into the second half, pre. Pakuna ang Envy dito sa 6. Jason and Ninkyu now on LA duty. CJ nasa exit. This is full on execute para sa MATTJESS. Na-anticipate na nga nila to. Kaabang-abang na nga yung pwesto ng Envy. At si NL na corner. Si Ninkyu ng backstab ng CJ. And MJ, surprisingly nakukuha nila yung mga angle hindi natin ini-expect, Sneaky. Down to Devil and Nomad. Can they make another miracle run dito on the 2v4? 37 seconds. All the time in the world para sa MATTJESS na likutin. Lahat ng mga angulo dito. Nomad, the captain ng El Capitan, ang anchor ng barko ng Envy. 24 on the clock. Nomad, nasaan ka na? Papunta ka ng LA pero hindi mo alam may nasa likod mo. MATTJESS scores their third win dito sa regionals, and you can definitely feel malapit na sila sa playoffs, pre.
Yun nga, and the miracle run continues para dito sa MATTJESS, beating 3 Titans in a row. And grabe man, it's just been such an impressive run, especially Revelation in InQ. I mean, Zach becoming a superstar, Rels now being an entry fragger. Ang dami nangyayari para dito sa MATTJESS, and all the right things are happening at the same time para sa kanila dito. And yung pinakahuling hadlang dito ng MATTJESS is on October 4, them versus Vanguard. How poetic is it, pare? You know, Vanguard, the team that got knocked out by MATTJESS on the last year's regionals. MATTJESS obviously trying to get back into that top 4. It's gonna be quite the day, pare. Especially, could be a good birthday gift para sa akin, man, to turn 26.
Advance, happy birthday for Sneaky Frog. Pero we live in a society, Sneaky Frog. Onting reality check muna sa ating regionals tournament, no, na nakatira tayo sa isang lipunan kung saan MATTJESS is bound for playoffs after a win against Vanguard. Pero ang Pacific at Vanguard alanganin pa, pre. Would you believe it? The power rankings of the community and us Stallions, pre, already ranked Vanguard or even Pacific way up in the air. Pero Gaon and MATTJESS having an appearance in the top 4, parang it just blows my mind na ito yung mga nangyayari in the year of 2025, Sneaky Frog. At ito pa, yung naipanalo nga nilang series against NV Gaming was no short of something miraculous, no? Paano naitawid ng MATTJESS yung ganong klaseng mentality na heading into that second map, hindi pumabor para sa kanila lahat, no? Parang nahanap na NV Gaming yung butas. That was it, no? Kailangan na lang nila gawin ulit yun during Eagle Eye. But for NV Gaming, it just didn't seem to work during the second half, na kahit anong gawin ni Devil, kahit anong gawin ni Ared, it just ends in an execute na pinapakita ng MATTJESS na it's up to par. Nandoon nasasabayan ng Pacific, possibly Stallions, no? So a lot of strong showings dito para sa MATTJESS na pwede nyo nang iboto bilang dark horse entering into the top 4.
Yeah, and this feels like a real dark horse this time, no? Para dito sa MATTJESS, Salvatore. It wasn't like the prior years where you know that they're gonna get 3rd and 4th going into yung tournament natin, and you just assume that that is it. Pero there's something different about this new MATTJESS squad, pare. Something more erratic, something more chaotic, pero at the same time, it's working para sa kanila dito, and I can't wait to see more of MATTJESS going into the next week, pare.
So it's now something very good, no, para dito sa MATTJESS, no, and good luck to their upcoming matches. Kudos para sa NV Gaming. Ano naman na masasabi ng ating malupitang panel dyan, Mochi and Theydom? Ano masasabi nyo?
Man, ang crazy na tong unang match natin for today, no? Thank you so much, Salvatore and Sneaky Frog. All I could say is that they knew their strengths, no, for matches. Alam nila kung gaano sila kagulo, ka-destructive, ka-aggressive, ka-solid, especially doing their individual executes, and where they thrive through chaos, at iyon ang ipinakita nila dito sa mapa ng Eagle Eye.
Yes, the one thing I could say, ang sagot ko sa tanong ni Salvatore, anong masasabi nyo? The MATTJESS dream is alive, Mochi, because of that win. As it stands, based on sa current rankings, they're sitting at number 3. The only 2 teams ahead of them, Team Stallions and EVOS Arcilia, they bumped Gaon Gaming down to number 4 and Execration to number 5. Ganun katindi ang pinapakita dito ng MATTJESS, and they definitely have a chance to even secure their slot even further when they battle against Vanguard in their final showing. I believe that's tomorrow or next week, no? But either way, MATTJESS have shown us something, and that something is that they are a threat in this year's regional finals, and I cannot wait what they can do in their match against Vanguard. Kung makakaabot ba sila sa playoffs, pero ito ang senyales na buhay ang MATTJESS dito. Mochi, the win in Eagle Eye, and look at Zach with a 2.29 kill per death ratio.
And not only that, Jason as well, I feel like every single time na nakikita natin siya na nasa A natin or tumatao doon sa ating torre, no, manning up, defending itong E, and as well as ang ating lane, laging multi-kills yung kanya nakukuha doon. Which is crazy because that just means na kung Zach and Jason were discomfortable here in Eagle Eye in wrecking havoc, then that just means na talagang napahirapan nila si Envy Gaming and hindi sapat yung talima dito ni Devil and as well as ni Red because
Oh, yes.
every time that Devil tries to narrow down the numbers dito sa counterpart, it's hindi nagagawa because for some reason, meron na someone na right beside him, bumubulo na boss. Hindi
And-
pwede yan dito.
Yep. And you have to remember as well, right? NP Gaming, they went through so many iterations of this roster. Finally, na-figure out na nila na si Devil nga yung perfect fit for this type of playstyle na meron sila dito sa regional finals. And matches na buwag pa rin nila yon. And it's the dynamic of Jason bailing them out, Zach bailing them out when they need to.
Yes.
Pero pag wala na yung pressure kay Jason at kay Zach, si Ninkyu, si Yaba, si Rels yung umaangat. In this particular set, si Ninkyu yung pinaka-favorite kong panoorin. But it is Jason that is the MVP of this set. The veteran that keeps this roster leveled. Pero once he has built out the team, everyone else is enabled.
Exactly. Kumbaga, yung matindi rin dito kay Jason is super calculative niya in terms of his positioning to the point na nahayaan niya lang na mapag-engage yung mga kasama niya. Pero pag nandyan na siya, siguraduhin mo na lahat ng impormasyon na makakarating sa kanya, magagamit at magagamit niya. Tignan mo, mostly of these skills, no, kung hindi mo mga duels, talagang hindi nakatingin sa direction niya yung mga tao or like na-deny because in their perspective is hindi nila masyado nauulinigan kung nasaan si Jason dito. But other than that, before they even discover yung whereabouts dito ni Jason, naku, wala they're already down in the drain.
Yes, and ito na yung ating match results. We're going 3 sets where MATTJESS able to win 2 out of the 3. Sub-base, nag-OT tayo, but in Ankara, they lost. But in Eagle Eye, they dominated with a 10-6 score. Up against NV Gaming, the future is looking bright for MATTJESS. I'm gonna give a big shoutout para kay Ninkyu dito, Mochi. Hindi siya yung MVP, but he did secure 19 kills in the 16 rounds that we've had dito sa Eagle Eye. No? Such a phenomenal performance from both him, Jason, Zach. And well, you could credit the entirety of the matches
Everyone.
roster. Kasi hindi
Yeah.
talaga sila takot lumaban up against NV Gaming.
Totoo. Well, sabi nga nila, you have to earn it to win it. And talaga yan yung pinakita dito ni MATTJESS, no? And it is quite insane because every time that we interview them, they always say they're just gonna keep doing their best. They have no plans at all. Pero once they're already in the zone, mukha namang everything falls into place.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to giving the calls here and there and as well as yung prowess nila, not only as individuals, but also as a team as well.
Mm-hmm. And you can definitely see the cohesion getting there, no? I mean, matches, they've had a lot of criticism in the past where this team is very individualistic, medyo kulang sa
Yes.
structure. Granted, there's still some credit to those criticisms, pero ramdam mo uti-uting na address ng matches yung mga pagkukulang by becoming themselves. Zach will be the match MVP for this particular series, for this particular matchup, and it is highly deserved so, no? Talagang sinabayan at inunahan niya pa nga si Devil dito on the sniping role with 1.44 KD, a 0.8 kill per round, and still providing a lot of that utility for the MATTJESS roster with a 0.45 average smokes per round.
Definitely became quite consistent as well, no? Especially when it comes down to defending a specific spot, specific angle, or even multiple angles. Si Zach talaga yung maaasahan mo dito. Guaranteed na meron siyang makukuha o mapipita sa iisang round o maybe even more than that. Especially when it comes to things like this or yung mga sitwasyon na tulad nito, no? Which is just crazy for Zach kasi undeniable talaga yung impact na binigay niya dito kay MATTJESS, no? So, nagsimula sila into quite of a negative note, especially nung kanilang mga unang mga serye dito early on dito sa ating group stage. Pero as time goes by, they've been able to capitalize with what they've got in terms of experience. Pretty sure, no, despite of the fact na kahit isa-isa sila naging sayo medyo hiwa-hiwalay, sometimes you can still find some strengths in doing those. Despite of it all.
Exactly. And my favorite thing about this roster, Mochi, is the way they approach, the way they play Crossfire is very unique. It's not standard at all, but they're making it work. They're making it work so much na within touching distance na ngayon ang playoffs para sa matches, and I'm so excited for the squad, Mochi. I can't wait anong papakita nila in their final coming matchup sa group stage.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure na excited na rin tayo makarinig para sa isa sa ating mga players dito sa MATTJESS. Ninkyu!
Yes.
Hello! Kamusta naman ang laro nyo? How are you feeling?
Ano lang po, masaya lang po.
Masaya. Kita namin gigil na gigil ka nung ating mapa ng second. Anong nasa isip natin nun?
Ano lang po, pressure, sobrang pressure po sa laro.
Sobrang pressure daw, Dido.
Pero parang hindi ramdam no? So much pressure.
Hindi ramdam.
First off, Ninkyu, congratulations. Ang lakas mo, boss, dito sa series. Pinapanood kita buong series. Ang lakas mo. Congratulations. Winning against NV Gaming. Eto, I have a very straightforward question para sa'yo, Ninkyu. Konti na lang, makakaabot na tayo sa playoffs. Isang team na lang ang mga kalaban nyo, and that is VNGRD Gaming next week. Ang tanong ko sa'yo, Ninkyu, tingin mo ba mananalo kayo laban sa VNGRD?
Ano lang po, pag manalo kami, tsamba lang.
Uy!
Dahil walang practice lang.
Alright. Napaka-humble talaga nitong mga players from MATTJESS. And ito, Ninkyu, I'm gonna give you the floor. Kung may gusto kayo shoutout, kung may gusto kang pasalamatan, now is your chance.
Shoutout po sa team MATTJESS, tsaka kay Busmat, tsaka sa aking pamilya, at tsaka sa aking langging.
Uy!
Ayun!
Alright. Again, Ninkyu, congratulations. Maraming salamat sa pagsama sa amin dito sa desk.
Thank you po.
Ayan, makakapanghinga sila ng masaya at sana masarap ang ulam nilang lahat, no? Match winner natin dito, si MATTJESS. Sa kinalayo-layo at katinatagal ng ating ikatlong mapa, dito lang para din tutungo, no? It all came down to MATTJESS. And after 3 losses, meron silang 3 wins ngayon, no? And our current standings, and man, who would have thought that MATTJESS has it in them?
Me.
Pero,
I thought that.
Match 1, no? Moji, dito nga pala at the panel, tayo magbabalik para sa ating ikalawang match. Mag-abang lang kayo dyan.